All right, look what we got here. This box is big. I wonder what's in this. All right, guys, welcome back to the Guitar Max channel. We've got another guitar unboxing to do today, and this is going to be really awesome. This is one of the brand new offerings from Kramer, and it's actually a signature guitar. Sometimes signature guitars for me are kind of hit and miss, you know, like a Cannonball or a Trebuchet or something, but I think in this case, it's going to be a hit. So I've got my safety gear on already. Let's go ahead and open this thing up. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing open. Man, Kramer makes some really nice guitars, but you know, it's been a while since they've done something that's really new. You know, usually they kind of stick with their more traditional, kind of older designs, and you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But this one, I saw this, and I was like, oh man, that looks amazing. Yeah. There we go. That does it. Okay, now, as always, I got to set this somewhere where I'm not going to fall on it. Yeah. Alright. And we've got box number 2 inside here. Yeah. Alright, there we go. Give this a little flippy flop here. Okay. Whew. Man, that is tough. Okay, so now we got the second box here, and something I kind of noticed is this box is actually not actually taped. So, I mean, it wasn't sliding around or anything. So I think it's fairly safe. But we'll just go ahead and lift this up. Oh man, comes with a gig bag. Even the gig bag is cool. Check this out. Look at that. Okay, so before I open this up, I don't want to mess up the gig bag with my gauntlets, so I'm going to go ahead and take off my safety gear. I think we're pretty much safe now. Oh. Yeah. All right, now let's get down to business here and really check this thing out. I want to dispense with the cardboard. All right, guys, look at that. Like I said, even the gig bag looks cool. Now, obviously, I didn't order this guitar without knowing what it was. This is really cool. This is the new Tracy Guns Kramer signature guitar. It's called the Kramer GUNSTAR. Now, like the name suggests, this is a star-shaped guitar, kind of along the lines of a Kramer Voyager. But I saw this thing and it looks cool, but the specs are really, really nice on it. I love the star-shaped guitars like the ESP Random Star or the Kramer Voyager, or even the Charvel star-shaped guitars. And for a while, I actually had one of the older Gus G signature models from ESP, and then I also had a newer Jackson Gus G signature. I ended up giving both of those away, and so I didn't really have a star-shaped guitar for a while. So again, I saw this one, and it just looked too cool to pass up. Okay, so I'm hyping this up. Let's just go ahead and look at it now. All right. This is a nice case. Like, this is a good quality case. Oh, wow. Oh, man. Look at this. Guys, check this out. This is really cool. This is like a metallic pewter black with like these ghost flames on there. Sometimes flame paint jobs on a guitar, they just end up looking cheesy. And if I'm saying it looks cheesy, you know it looks really cheesy. But this actually looks really, really cool because the sort of silver flames, I mean, they're subtle, you know, they're not like orange or something like that. And it's got the Kramer pointy headstock, not so much the hockey stick version, but the pointy one. Oh, and really cool, very 80s touch here. If you look on the back of the headstock, they've got the Allen wrenches mounted back there for the Floyd Rose and the truss rod. Oh, and you can see there, really nice set neck with a nice smooth neck joint. Now let me tell you a little bit more about the specs of this guitar. So it's a mahogany body, it's a maple neck and a maple fretboard. 22 frets on this guitar, and these are nice big, tall, jumbo frets. You know, these are like really big frets. Like I said, 22 frets, I do kind of wish it was 24. I pretty much always prefer 24 fret guitars, but you know, I'll make an exception in this case. The bridge down here, this is a nice Floyd Rose 1000 series bridge. It's not a licensed bridge or even one of the Floyd Rose specials. And then the other thing here, which is really cool, and I mean, I haven't even plugged this guitar in yet, but I think we'll find out how it sounds real shortly here. But these controls down here, they're 2 volume controls. No tone knobs on this guitar. But there are 2 volume controls, and they are both push-pull pots. And of course, we've got humbuckers here, so these push-pull pots are coil split controls for both pickups. And then down here, on the lower horn, we've got the 3-way toggle switch. Now these pickups here, I don't know too much about these. These are it says Pro Bucker by Epiphone, vintage humbucking pickups. So by Epiphone, you guys probably know Gibson owns both Epiphone and Kramer, so that's why these are all connected. And again, this is the Tracy Guns signature guitar. He's, of course, from LA Guns. But for a signature guitar, it doesn't have his name plastered all over it or anything like that. There's just a TG sort of design up here on the truss rod cover. That's really the only, like, obvious, you know, indication that it's a signature guitar. And honestly, I like that. Sometimes when, you know, guys have their names, like, plastered across the fretboard or something like that, you know, if you're not like a huge fan of that player, then you're probably not going to want that guitar. And I mean, I have nothing against Tracy Guns. I think he's a good player and has contributed a lot to metal. But I mostly just bought this guitar because it looks so cool. All right, guys. So anyway, I'm really stoked to plug this thing in and play it and listen to how it sounds and everything. So I'll go ahead and plug this in. I'm going to use my Fender GTX 100 amplifier. I can usually get some really fun, like classic 80s metal tones out of that amp. And then we'll talk a little bit more about what it's like to play this guitar. All right, now guys, real quick, if you like checking out cool new guitars and you have not already subscribed, please consider subscribing right now. All right, guys, let's check it out. Okay guys, so this thing is a lot of fun to play. So I will mention a couple things that really stood out to me. First of all, the neck is really, really comfortable. It's a really nice shape. It's like a, it feels like a C shape, but it's like a pretty thin C shape. Also, the body shape, I mean, if you've played like an X or a star-shaped guitar before, you probably already know this, but these guitars are surprisingly comfortable to play when you're sitting down, because whether you play with this part of the body on your right leg or your left leg, which puts the neck at a higher angle, it just like the guitar doesn't move around too much when you play it sitting down, and it just kind of holds the neck in just a really, really good position. It sort of actually encourages you to play with good left-hand technique. And I think from just, glancing at the shape, you'd think, oh wow, that probably looks uncomfortable, but it's actually really, really comfortable to play. Now, I also like the controls. The dual volume setup is always fun with a 3-way toggle switch. And I personally almost never use tone controls, so I don't miss them at all on this guitar. Also, I was pretty impressed with the coil tapping ability on this guitar. Some coil taps, they just don't seem to do all that much, but these ones had a really strong effect. And also, one more thing about the controls is I really like having the 3-way toggle switch down here, because you're playing and then boom, playing, bam. It gives you like an extra motion to do, which you'd think that would be kind of annoying, but it's like really satisfying to hit that switch there. You can really slap it around. Okay, now the bridge. I love the bridge. The Floyd Rose 1000 series. It's a great, great bridge. A lot of really nice guitars use this bridge. I'm a Floyd Rose fan in general. This one just works great, super smooth. The bar is nice and tight. It doesn't clank around or anything like that. Now, I will say, if I'm being totally honest here, the setup of this guitar was not fantastic right out of the box. The action was a little bit high. Also, on the top of the neck here, there were like a couple frets that had little burrs on the end, like where a little piece of metal is sticking off the end. Fortunately, it was on the top of the neck and not on the bottom, where your hand, usually your hand is sliding around on the bottom of the neck, so it's not really going to catch you, but you could feel it. So I actually went over those 2 frets with just a little fret file. It took like 10 seconds and it was gone. And if you have a fret file, or even like a little like an emery board, you can get one from your girlfriend when she does her nails or something. You can just go over the fret, just the end of the fret, real lightly, and it'll usually take care of those fret burrs, in just a few seconds. Okay, now let's talk about the price of this guitar. So, as signature guitars go, this is pretty affordable. This is $899, right around $900, and it includes that cool gig bag, and it has Allen wrenches and all that extra stuff like usual. So for what you're getting, really cool signature guitar. It's a set neck, nice materials, real nice bridge, the coil tapping abilities, and the gig bag. That's really a pretty fair price for this guitar. Now, I bought this one from AMS, American Musical Supply, because they've got that, they do like payment plans on there. And I really, especially at the beginning of the year, I couldn't really justify, throwing down $900 for another guitar. But this one, I have a weakness for 80s guitars, as you probably know, so I couldn't resist it. So I did one of the payment plans on there, and bam, I've got it. But guys, I can tell I'm going to be holding on to this one for a while, because sometimes I'll get a new guitar and it's really cool and fun when I first get it, but I end up not playing it or something. But this one just calls to me. Now guys, what did you think of the playing demo with this guitar, and what do you think of the guitar in general? Now, I know for the traditionalists out there, this might be a little bit too metal, but for me, this is like exactly the kind of thing that I love. So I always want to hear what you guys think about these things. Alright guys, I'm going to put links for everything I was talking about in the video down in the video description below. I'll have a link for the guitar, the amplifier I was using, my social media, and my instructional materials. That'll all be down there. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you soon.